Do you have a greeting? You usually say hi?
I nodded my head.
Or you get mad at me for saying you?
Yeah, I don't do that anymore because you say L every time.
Hey guys, Vinyl Vixen and Slim Sheddy here at WrapSesh.
What's up, guys?
This week we are going to show you guys how to template a color change. So how to pre-measure everything beforehand for a color change, exterior wrap. We're also going to talk about this particular Tesla in general, the whole story behind it and everything that's going on. And we're going to talk about putting care into your work, your installs, your wraps. This car is a local customer. He had this car wrapped in matte black by another local shop. I don't know who it is. No, he wouldn't tell us. But they wrapped the car. It was around $3,500 for a full exterior wrap. There was a lot of knife marks, a lot of patchwork. I'm going to show you guys the pictures when we first saw the car.
It was absolutely terrible. It was probably one of the worst jobs I've ever seen, which is terrible because, I mean,
I've seen a lot of bad
seen some bad
jobs
wraps out there. And this is one of the worst ones I've seen.
You really shouldn't wrap. You shouldn't do business like that, guys.
If you're doing that bad of a job, you should probably not do it anymore.
It's just, it's like robbery. It's honestly like robbery. And I feel so bad when we see customers like this because he's such a genuine, cool guy and like he didn't deserve to get screwed over like that. And somebody was willing to take his money and do a terrible job and they really damaged his car. So now we're rewrapping the whole car and we have a new bumper that's back over there. So we're not actually wrapping the really messed up one. The knife marks, I mean, there's multiple in every single line. So here.
Not even in places where there should be knife marks.
Here, I mean, there's patches everywhere. All the way across, knife marks everywhere. Here, same areas.
And these knife marks are so bad that I would literally have to wet sand this bumper if we were still
like a lot, yeah. If I was rewrapping this bumper, you would have to.
Because you can feel them.
Yeah, it's bad. And that's why we put so much time and effort into doing that extra step of detail in our wraps. Because it's gonna last longer, your customer's gonna be happy, like you should wanna do a good job, you know, that's your art going on someone's car and they're paying you to do that. So doing stuff like this, I feel is just like, it's really not cool. And we love other local shops. We're friends with a lot of local shops. I'm not banging on our competition and talking crap, but like this is unacceptable for a wrap. This is unacceptable. There's no reason you should be doing this. But what we're actually gonna talk about today is how to pre-measure the entire car, which I always do beforehand. I call it fancy mathing. It's basically just Tetris in math.
Most of you will probably use a calculator. I have an Asian.
We have an Asian.
So,
math is my best subject, okay?
She's a genius.
It actually really comes in handy too when you're doing estimates, even on commercial stuff. When you go estimate this big, huge box truck or something that you have no idea what the square footage is, I can tell you down to the square inch how much this car is before I buy material, before I touch it or do anything. So it's a really good way to be efficient in your material and be able to price stuff out kind of on the dime. So we're gonna go over to the whiteboard and we'll start over there. Alright guys, so we got our measurements up here. So I'm going to show you how I kind of just pre-panel all this. Everything is height-wise first. So this is all the heights of the panels versus the length. So up and down, left and right. And I do them all in inches. Inches is just a little bit easier for me. You can do it in yards, do whatever you want. So anyways, after I've gotten it all written down, I jump over here and I put it smallest to largest based on the height, so 15 up to the 60s. And then I just draw out a panel. Normally I just do this on a piece of paper. I'm just trying to show you guys where you can see it in the video, so we're gonna make it work. But yeah, so I just start with the biggest panels. Obviously we'll just start here. So first panel I would cut, theoretically, like this is my 25-yard roll or whatever. I'm gonna cut 60 inches, which means 60 inches, by 74 inches out on the roll. And once you cut that, that's gonna be your hood. So pretty simple, right? Do a couple more. The reason why I do all this is because when I'm doing estimates or something like that, I can actually, I can be mobile, estimating a vehicle, and I can find out the exact square footage of what I need. Or with a car, when we do a color change like that Tesla, I know from all my previous paperwork exactly how much a Tesla takes to wrap. I know down to the square foot. So this is a really effective method to keep track of what your square footage and everything is of what you actually need to order if you're not ordering a full 25-yard roll, as well as being more efficient. If you were just cutting those panel by panel off of the roll, you actually end up using a lot more yards than you would if you were Tetrising it basically more efficiently like this. So I'll just kind of show you. So, like I said, think of this as your roll of material on your cutting table. So you're gonna cut 60 inches by 74 out, and that's gonna be your hood. So on, 60 by 75 out, that's your roof. And then you keep going, and then all of these little areas right here, it's just here and here, that's all that is your scrap. That's all that's left over. And we're actually gonna use these sections for our dechroming as well. So when everything is said and done, to find what your square footage is, all you're gonna do is add up your length. So the 74, 75, 70, 80, 80, 38, 38, 130, all of those numbers, we're gonna add those up, which is, I'm actually gonna use a calculator just to make sure I'm right. All right, so we're at 843 inches. If you divide that by 12, you're at 70.25 feet. Divide that by 3, and that puts you at your yards. So 23.42 yards. So that is your total that you would need to wrap this vehicle. You can figure out the exact square footage if you want that as well, if you were gonna do like a print estimate or something like that. Little disclaimer on this, like I said, this is just kind of how we do it. It makes it a little easier for us. We can have the whole material cut out before the car is even here and it's ready to go. And it does save you material if you do it right. But you have to keep in mind with some materials, you can't flip them. So there are directional materials. I don't know if you're familiar with that term. But basically it means that the material can be flipped 180 degrees, but you can't flip it 90 degrees. So all of your first measurements, your height measurements, have to stay as height measurements. You can't turn it and make it a length measurement. I don't know if that makes sense to you. So like, for example, okay, so like pearl or psychedelic or any of those shade shifting colors, those are all technically directional. So you can only install the panel either right side up or right side down, but you can't just turn it 90 degrees. So on the subject of directional material, you should just cut everything as if it is directional just to be safe, because I have had instances like with this Tesla, I'm using Avery matte black. I know like 100% it is not directional, so I'll be okay. But I've had instances where I've used like 3M satin black, which should not be directional technically, and it has been directional. And you can see a difference if you turn the panels at all. So just to save your butt, you should cut everything always as the height first and then your length out. So cut it directionally and then you'll save yourself the headache later. Speaking of all things great and new with Team WrapSesh, we are actually doing a really cool event at the end of April if you guys are in Arizona. It is for Ride Now Chandler. We're going to be doing a live demo. We do a bunch of their Can-Ams. If you guys remember a bunch of the custom Can-Am X3 wraps, we did a couple razors, things like that. So they're going to have a big UTV show on April 28th. It's a Saturday from, I believe it's like 11 to 4 p.m. and we are going to be doing live demos. But anyways, we are going to be doing live demo on a Can-Am X3. We're going to do a live wrap there. Me and Mike will be there. You guys can talk with us. You can meet. And the coolest part is we are giving away a wrap. Yep, with Right Now Chandler and WrapSesh. We are going to be giving away a wrap. You have to attend the event. If you go onto their social media, Instagram or Facebook, Right Now Chandler, that's going to give you all the information on how to enter to win. I don't know if it's a raffle or just a giveaway. I'll get back to you on that, but I'm going to give you guys the flyer. Just go to their page. It's going to give you more information. That's April 28th at Right Now Chandler. We will be live wrapping, and we are doing our first ever giveaway wrap on any ATV. So make sure you guys check that out. We hope you enjoyed our little video today on mathing and bad wraps.
And bad wraps. Don't do that.
Don't do that, guys. Don't do that.
Care and quality.
Tender loving care.
Tender loving care.
You just gotta care.
Every wrap needs a little TLC.
Most definitely. We're gonna give this guy some TLC. But make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you dig the WrapSesh vibe. And stay tuned to see more from us at Team WrapSesh. That's my noise.
I know, I did it.
That's like when Ron Burgundy gets his takeaway line, like taken.
You don't get it anymore.
You can't take my noise.
I took it.